this video, we will discuss Qi, or energy, and how the energy that is cultivated in Qigong practice can become vitality, or Jing, the process of Qi, and what is Qi. The three treasures, or Jing, Qi, and Shen, or energy, vitality, and spirit, is the cornerstone and the main three concepts that Chinese medicine and Taoism is based on. In Qigong, we develop Jing, Qi, and Shen. This is done through the breath and through movement. As we breathe deep, long, slow, and deeply, we gather more and more Qi. And we gather this Qi not just through the breath, but with our mind as well, because we think that we're gathering the Qi as we breathe. This creates conscious breathing, which is very different than just casual breath that you have to do day by day. And with the mind, we draw the breath in a direction. Our mind and our breath are intimately connected. If we just are breathing in a typical way, the breath comes into the lungs and the blood comes and gathers the oxygen and attaches it to the red blood cells and feeds the body. In Qigong, we're focusing on the energy inside of the breath. And the mind, as it thinks about that energy that's within the breath, it can cause a direction for that energy that's within the breath. So the first thing we do in Solar Qigong is we condense the energy within the breath into the spine, into the bone marrow, into our center. The center of who we are is the spine and bone marrow. As we direct this Qi, this energy that's within the breath, into the spine and bone marrow, it becomes Jing, or vitality. The Jing and the vitality of our body is stored inside of the spine and inside of the bone marrow. If you look at a map of the nervous system, everything in the central nervous system begins in the center of the spine. That intense energy, or high frequency energy, that is found inside of the center of the spine moves outward into the central nervous system. It innervates the entire body in that way. So we gather that Qi within the breath and we take it into that space in the center of the spine and into the center of the bone marrow where those high frequency energies are, and then the Qi becomes that high frequency energy by default. The exact mechanism of how this works is not well known. Like many things in Chinese medicine, it's just metaphorical, and perhaps it is just a metaphor. My experience has shown me that when we draw that energy and condense that energy into the spine, something very intense happens. Something almost magical begins to happen to our vitality. We become energized. We become inspired. Now, when we think of energy, it's easy to think of it in terms of electrical energy, or like more of a charge, or like a caffeine buzz or something, but that's not exactly what we're speaking of here. We're speaking of metabolism. Now, metabolism of the body is easy to understand, but metabolism of the thought is inspiration and imagination. And as we draw this energy into the center of our spine and bone marrow, and it becomes high frequency energy, or Jing, or vitality, it creates a sense of wonder and inspiration, enthusiasm and excitement, which becomes willpower. It becomes willpower because inspiration demands us to do something. Inspired thought becomes a motivation to create something new. That movement towards creation is what intention is. It's what willpower is. So the end result, or the probable result of practicing Solar Qigong, is you'll become more inspired and more willful. If you think clearly about your life, it is always inspiration and will that creates the next moment that's worth living. It creates opportunity. It opens up doors to new ways of thinking and being. Otherwise, we just stay in the default mode of, I'll do the safe thing that got me through yesterday. Most of us are acting just like that. We are acting. We are living safely. We're moving from one day to the next in such a way that, I'll do what works yesterday, today. This is not inspiration, nor is it willpower, nor is it tremendous amounts of energy. Practicing solar Qigong will create enough energy or an abundance of energy and vitality that it'll awaken your will. It'll awaken inspired action. It'll awaken a warrior way of life. The reason why we no longer think in those terms, and we used to think in these terms when we were younger, is because we get beat down. Our will tends to get beat down by the world because things don't work out. Things are not always working as they should. And so we fall further and further into the default mode of survival, and our will gets more and more in the rearview mirror. The reason why I am bringing solar Qigong to you now, and the awareness of a practice, an internal practice like solar Qigong, is the hope that you will awaken your warrior spirit, your willpower, your inspired action to create something new in your life. Being internal and following internal energy inside of your body is the new frontier from the Ancient of Days. Our conditioning now is, in the modern world, is to be solely on the outside, to only believe in what is provable, to not understand and hence discard the invisible world within us. The world inside of us is the world of imagination and inspiration. The world of imagination and inspiration creates everything that's worthwhile in this world, and there's no reason why you should not get involved with it and get involved with it as well. And the way to get involved with it is to follow your breath into the realms deep within you that are full of high frequency energy that is yet to manifest in the physical world. As you come into contact with this high frequency energy that is yet to coagulate into particles and become physical, it is full of quantum possibility and probability. Running into quantum possibility and probability is the best thing that could happen to you. That is the world of anything is possible, rather than, oh my goodness, I have to do what I'm told. As you become familiar with high frequency energy that is inside of every one of us, inside of the spine, as you learn to gather the chi in your breath and bring it deep inside of you and become familiar with the cascade of the chi from the outside becoming the river of life that's within you, new vistas of possibility will start to open up. It's hard to put into words what will happen to you when you start to practice solar Qigong, because new possibility will open up. New possibility is different for you than it is for me, but I'm so fortunate to be able to offer you something that will open up possibility in your life, because perhaps you will come up with something that is good for all of us. Just coming up with being more content and more inspired and more willful in your life is sure to become something that is better than what you're doing, just plodding forward in life with you're looking in the rearview mirror and what worked yesterday. The present moment is always full of probability and possibility. It is only our inability to be as energetic and forceful and willful in this moment that it doesn't come into view. If we are not completely concentrating and attentive in this present moment, we'll miss out on all the blessings that are happening, all the probability and possibility that are happening in this moment. It is so easy to be tired. It is so easy to give up on possibility and probability and just fall back into the default mode of safety and survival. My invitation to you is to go to solarqigong.com, take the 3-day trial, try out my easy to follow video lessons, and look for yourself. Try some of these meditations for yourself and see if they don't awaken something within you that is better than what you know now. Open up the door of imagination and inspiration, of enthusiasm and excitement about being alive now, like it was when you were a little kid. Little kids understand this totally. Talk to a young kid, find some young child and talk honestly with them about what is happening now and what they hope to happen tomorrow. They'll say something like, "I'm growing up. I'm hoping for something really exciting and enthusiastic to happen tomorrow. If only mom and dad will let it." We tend to hold each other back in our quest for the excellence of a quality moment. And a quality, energy-filled, vital moment now is the best hope to create an even more quality-filled, energetic moment in the next moment. All we have is this moment. Fill it with the energy that's available in the breath. Do it today.